Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 23rd of October, and just want to welcome everybody here. It's great seeing all the guests and all the old faces, and I hope that today will change lives and open up things. And, they say knowledge is power, and let's just get this knowledge, and then you can make informed decisions. So this is what it's about. And I want to welcome Inez. Thank you as well for presenting with me. So I'm going to start by just telling you my story for those who don't know me. My name is Amanda Eis, and I'm from Grootbroek in the Western Cape in South Africa. And I heard about LifeWave in January, and I thought this is a lot of nonsense. I wasn't interested in it at all. I was happy with the business where I was busy with, and I wasn't looking for anything else. But 3 months later, in March, I got very sick with COVID. And after 4 weeks, I couldn't get out of bed. I was still too sick. I tried all the medications and everything, but nothing really helped. And I asked my husband after 4 weeks, just come and walk with me outside, just so that I can get out of the house. And after 100 meters, I was out of breath. And after 150 meters, my heart was doing this, wanted to jump out of my chest. And it's a very scary place to be, especially if you work for yourself, you've got to earn an income and you can't even get out of bed. And my sister by then knew about LifeWave. She sent me some patches. I didn't really believe in it, but I started hearing things about it. But I mean, she gave me the patches and I thought, let me patch it, put the patch on the back of my neck, and immediately my head went thick. I understood by then that there was a kind of a detox happening, but I couldn't think it. My head was so thick. And then my eyes were just skew like that. I couldn't stay awake. And I slept for about 2 hours. When I woke up there was nothing wrong with me, nothing. And of course, I didn't believe it. It doesn't make sense. So I didn't think it was true. But so I kept on walking slowly. But at that stage, when I tried to put on my makeup, I was out of breath. That's how bad it was. And I felt okay. And I went to church on the Sunday, the next day, and it went okay. And Monday, I thought, let me go and walk and see if I can get further than 150 meters. We live on a very mountainous area. And I went there and I walked for 1.5 kilos without a problem. And 4 days later, when I looked on my watch, I had already walked 9,000 steps that day. And by then I had already had some of the IceWave patches, which is the pain patches. And I patched a few people in fear. It was a very scary thing to patch somebody for the first time. And I saw miracles happen in front of my eyes. And since then, I couldn't shut up. When I start talking, I have to force myself to just keep quiet because I'm so excited about changing people's lives, having the ability to make a difference. When you patch somebody and you see their eyes grow like that, it's like the pain is gone. It's the most amazing feeling in the world. I'm grateful that somebody reached out to me and kept on reaching out and kept on, didn't give up on me, and that I investigated and I checked. And even though how negative I was, I'm grateful for this opportunity and where I am in my life today. I'll share a little story later on, and then you'll understand a little bit more about that as well. But anyway, so I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to start the presentation. I'm going to talk about the products. Let's just share, get this thing started up quickly. And so I'm going to talk about the products, and then Inez will share about let's just go back one slide. Inez will share about the company and the business opportunity. So the question that we always start with is, have you been patched yet? So a few of us have been on this patches, using this patches for a while. Some have just started, and some sitting here says, what did I get myself into? Why am I here? So let's just get started, and I hope you'll be blown away as we were blown away as well. So we always start sharing and telling our story by talking about David Schmidt, who is the CEO and inventor of these amazing products. Apparently, he's now on over 180 patents. It seems like he started as a young boy, just inventing things. And I think his brain is just bigger than his head is, because what he's thinking, how he's doing it, I don't understand 1% of what he's talking about. I just know these things work for some reason. I don't need to understand how and why. But he specializes in age reversal, not in just getting you not to become older, but reversing your age. But we'll explain more about that later on. So in 2008, David started focusing his research on stem cells because that was the big buzzword in the world. Everybody started talking about stem cell transfusions and seeing miracles happen. And that's when his research started more on that. And his recent patent, the X39 patent, took 10 years to research and 4.5 million to bring to market. So let's talk about patents. What is a patent? Now, you can't just register a patent. And it's interesting, I heard today, it took him 11 years to register his first patent, his first LifeWave patent. And so this patent that we've got, you have to prove what you're saying in your patent. It has to be proven by clinical tests, and everything that you say here must be able to be proven. So just listen to these words. This is a result of elevating copper peptides, has to be proven, including the activation of stem cells, has to be proven, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, a reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvement in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. You can't just say, I'm going to improve your wound healing. You've got to prove it. And this is what he's got. He's got the patents for that because it's been proven. So why do we talk about the X39 stem cell activation patch? So how stem cells work is it's amazing. We all get born with millions of stem cells, and stem cells basically lies dormant in your body. And whenever you need, you've got a problem, like say, for instance, you cut your finger, the stem cells will rush to your finger and they become skin cells. And they start the healing process. Or say, for instance, you've got a problem with your liver. It rushes to your liver, it becomes liver cells, brand new liver cells, and starts the healing process. So it's really magic. It's like magic. So, but the problem is the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. And everybody is experiencing symptoms of aging. The thing is, by the age of 30, only half of your stem cells are still active. And by the age of 60, you lose almost all stem cell activity, depending on how healthy you are. But basically, in general, that's what happens. And that is why, as you get older, you heal slower. If you take a fall, it takes longer to heal. And you become older, and you can see you faster, the more you age faster and faster. So how does X39 stem cell patches work? This is a proprietary form of phototherapy, which means light therapy. And it sounds great and it sounds impressive, but what it actually is, it's light therapy. It's like the same thing that when you walk into the sunlight, your body creates more vitamin D. Or like all the years, for many, many years ago already, when a child gets jaundice, they put the baby under lights and this light heal them. Or when you've got a problem with your muscles, you go to the physio and they put a red light on you, and that red light helps with the healing. It's the same kind of thing. It's just a different device that we use to make these things happen in your body. So it's patented nanocrystal technology, very, very small crystals, and it reflects light to activate. It's non-transdermal. What that means is that that little patch doesn't have anything that can go into your body. So just took off my patch now. So this little patch, nothing goes into your body. It's non-transdermal. There's no drugs, no stimulants, no chemicals, and it's non-invasive. If you want a stem cell transfusion, you've got to get somebody else's stem cells that goes into your body via a needle. Nobody likes needles. This is non-invasive. You put this little patch on your body, stick it on you. It's as easy as that. Very, very easy. So what is the benefits, the long-term benefits, or the benefits of X39? So here are just a few of the things that happen when you put this little patch on your body. You'll get increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity. Almost everybody speaks about this. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions, improvement of sleep, improved skin appearance. So you're going to achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. It's very important to realize and to just mention here that even though we talk about these miracles that happen, with LifeWave products, it's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. We see amazing things happen, but we cannot diagnose people or cure people and make these claims. we see it happen, but we cannot make these claims. All right. So this is so interesting. This is a topography map of studies that were done. And this is just one of the ladies that were in the study. She was 77 years old, and she had a lot of brain incoherence. So she had inflammation in her brain, and you can see in session 1 when you look at the picture of her brain. And it's so amazing that we can see these things. You can see all the red and orange and the yellow, and that is the inflammation in her brain. And then they started patching her. Only difference, put her on X39 patches. And you can see that session 2, which was 3 weeks later, she had no more inflammation and she had improved brain coherence. And by session 3, which was 6 weeks on the X39, she had a complete turnaround and better brain coherence. So what's important to know is that even after 3 weeks, after 6 weeks, her brain remained calm. It wasn't just a once-off thing. Healing started taking place. It wasn't just a quick fix. All right. So what is the long-term benefits of X39? And you can see many case studies that was done. You can see on thisisit.info.com or speak to the person who invited you here, and they will be able to help you and give you more information. But what's going to happen is within the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes more balanced. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. And it's important to know that collagen is not just about beauty, not just about having a nice skin. Collagen is needed for every organ in your body, for your muscles, for the joints. Everything needs collagen. And that is why this is so huge, when your collagen can be increased automatically without even having to drink any medication or any external collagen. Okay, and then very amazing, within 6 months, the clinical tests show that your heart reverses in age even up to 8 years. So that is why David Schmidt is saying that it's not anti-aging, it's actually age reversing. So how do you wear your X39 patches? You wear your patch 12 hours on and 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate, because this little patch stimulates your skin to create new copper peptides and many other things. But if you keep on stimulating it, it gets overstimulated, doesn't react so much to the stimulation anymore. So that is why you want to have it 12 hours on and then 12 hours off. But then you throw your patch away, or what a lot of people do, you can put your patch on your spouse or on your child or on your plants. And a lot of us put it on our animals and see amazing results. So Kim, maybe you will tell us a little bit later on what happened with your dogs as you're patching your dogs as well. Okay, so then you throw your patch away or you put it on somebody else, and then you can put a new patch on and repeat. Every day you use this, and you can wear more than one patch at a time. So we are only speaking here about the X39, but before X39 came onto the market, there was about 10 other patches working with things like inflammation and pain and hormones and lots of the energy, lots of different things. So that is what we mean there. You can use your X39 and use an ice wave, the pain patch, at the same time, but there's no value in using the same patch, 2 of the same patches. And then you're going to drink a lot of water and electrolytes, because that is going to ensure that your patch is going to work at the maximum way that they can work. So X39 is extremely sophisticated, but very simple to explain and to use. Even a child can just take off the adhesive, put it on your back, and get the results. So if dogs can get the results, little children can get results, anybody can get results and can help other people. So, oh, sorry, let me go back once. Oh, gosh. Okay, just ignore that. All right. So we are going to give a few people, hello, Tilly. We're going to give a few people the opportunity to share what X39 and LifeWave patches have meant to you in your life, and what it has changed in your life, and why you are involved in it, why you won't stop. Because I know once you start, you don't going to stop. You're not going to stop. So I'm not going to call out people, but I'm going to ask, please just unmute and share your information with the guests here so they can see why we are so excited about these patches.
So I've had a lot of different results. I've been patching for 10 months. I started beginning of Jan. I've had results with inflammation, including my gut. My brain is functioning better. My sleep is much better. There've just been so many things, but I want to just mention a couple of things that have happened recently. The one is that I had a cholesterol test a couple of weeks ago, and my cholesterol has been a little bit raised, somewhere between 5 and 6 for many, many years. And with this last test, it's come down to 4.7, which is normal. And so, I mean, there's nothing else to explain it, because I think my cholesterol is inherited. It's not diet related. So yeah, that's the one thing. The other thing is, I don't know if you can see my chest. Let me just get rid of that. So, I don't know if you agree with me, but I think the skin is looking incredibly smooth. In the last couple of weeks, I've started to notice that the wrinkles on my chest are disappearing. I'm 75 years old, and it looks from here, it's quite wrinkly again, but here it's really looking very smooth. And I mean, that's the only way that I can explain it, from wearing the X39.
Awesome. Thank you, Nina, for sharing. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with the rest of your body, hey? The age of 75, amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Maybe my hair will go curlier.
No, go dark again like many other people.
No, I don't want it to. I'm used to the white now, and I quite like it.
Yes, good. Who else is going to share with us?
Amanda, I wouldn't mind sharing, not my story, well, actually a little bit of my story when I started. I didn't really know what to expect. All I knew I wanted to patch. I just know that even though we think we're healthy, it's only after the fact that we realize there may be worse a couple of issues. Like within a couple of days, I realized I was sleeping much better, lots and lots of energy. I'm generally a very energetic person, but the energy feels different. It's a different kind of energy. It's not an exhausted energy. And also what happened is I started breathing better. As a child, I had terrible, terrible nosebleeds. I mean, really bad. I would have to, when my nose started bleeding, I remember, putting my head over the bath for hours. And my dad had to, on a couple of occasions, had to rush me off to hospital because, my nose just couldn't keep on bleeding like that. But as a result, I had many, many cauterizations over the years, and it affected my nostrils. So I didn't even realize that I wasn't breathing properly. But now, since the patches, it's almost like it's still happening. There's like a switch that goes on at a certain time of the day, and all of a sudden I can feel the air moving between the nasal. Yeah, it's amazing. But also, I think many people, especially doggies, and so both of my dogs are using my patches, and the most expensive dogs in the world. But Tao is almost 15. And I mean, he's almost 15, so he was struggling to jump up on the chair and into the car, and down a bit, and his one leg, he was limping quite a bit. But now, even as my neighbor said, because she walks him often, and she said, he's now taking her for a walk and not the other way around. It's incredible. You would never say that he's almost 15. So that's a great thing. But I just also want to share. I had a friend of mine here in fact, it's about a month ago now. She stayed here for 2 months, Sharon, and some of you have met her online. And she had, I always struggle when I say this, but she had degenerative bone disease in her jaw. And it was so bad. And she had it for about 15 years, was on many medications. Nothing ever helped. And it was so bad that she actually broke her jaw twice as a result. She came to South Africa and had some dental work done. And because of all the dental work on her jaw, it really, really exacerbated the pain. She was in such pain one Saturday about 10 o'clock at night, and I said, come, let's patch. And I put an Eon on this cheek over here because that's where she kept on prodding here with the pain. And within an hour and a half, now remember, she had this for about 15 years. Within an hour and a half, she said, Kim, I think the pain is less. And I said, well, no, let's just wait. I hadn't patched someone before, so I was really a little bit nervous, as Amanda was when she started patching. And this was the first person I really had patched. And the next morning I woke up and Sharon was absolutely sobbing. You know, like I thought something was wrong. I thought, oh, what's happened now? And and she was absolutely, there was no pain whatsoever. Absolutely no pain. And it's still to this day hasn't come back, and it's about 2 months later. But also within the week and within 7 weeks, her knees started healing. Her back, she had a problem with her lower spine, started healing. And she's also had, many of you know, she's had really, really good testimonials with wound healing. Because her skin's so thin now, she's also almost 75, Nina. She spent a lot of years in the sun, and her skin's very thin. So if she knocks herself, she starts bleeding and bruising very quickly. And it used to take about up to 8 weeks to heal. Now it takes 3 to 4 days. Um, and what I love about this is someone I know. I've known her for about maybe almost 20 years. So it's so incredible. You know, it's like a miracle happening before your very eyes. But what's amazing is it really changes your life. One becomes so used to living with pain that now when you don't live with pain anymore, you have like a whole new life. And every time she talks about it with me, she wants to cry because it's so emotional. So I just wanted to share that. It's absolutely incredible.
Oh, thank you, Kim. Thank you so much. Who would like to share something else? Okay.
Tilly.
Then, oh, Tilly, great.
Yeah.
Thank
Hello
you.
there.
Hi, Tilly.
Okay, so there's a few things that have happened over the past few weeks. But let me just tell you what happened yesterday. I went to have my hair done, and I last saw my hairdresser about 6 weeks ago. And as soon as I walked in, she was busy and she said, "Oh, wow, wow," and she kept saying, "Wow," but she hadn't said hello. And so I turned around and I looked, and there was no one else behind me. So obviously the wow would repeat for me. So I said hello there, and she said, "I can't believe this is you." She says, "Your face is looking so lovely and bright from the last time I had seen you. I can't believe that your skin is so smooth." Now, we just take this for granted. We don't see the little things that are changing. And like I said, with the last time I had chatted, I think my young lady is on tonight as well. She was talking to somebody about LifeWave, and she called me and she's, "Quickly, Auntie Tilly, just show the lady your hand." And I hadn't realized why. And then she was telling the lady, "Can you see no wrinkles?" And these are little things that we don't even think about that's changing inside of us, because we're so busy getting on with life until somebody else points it out to you. So, well, when I started up, it was restless leg syndrome, which had disappeared within 14 days. And I had that for 15 years. So can you imagine not having a decent sleep for that long? So 14 days into my patching, and that was only with X39, I slept through the night and got up mid-morning the next day. And I must tell you all, it's been incredible because I have a wonderful sleep every single night since then. And well, there's lots of other little things that have happened, but also very important was, after COVID vaccines, lots of people reacted badly. And unfortunately, I was one of those people as well, where I would get my tons, my glands in my throat would inflame every 2 weeks and bring on raging temperatures. Now, from the first time I put on the patch, I had never had an episode. So for me, it was like really giving me back my life, because I'm living a normal life now, no expecting something to go wrong within the next 2 weeks and that kind of thing. And then I had shattered bones in my foot and lived with the pain because the bones hadn't healed properly. And that went within 10 days. So it's just been so incredible for me. And I don't know how I lived without LifeWave, X39 patches in particular, because most of my changes have happened just with the X39, So yeah, that's my story. And things keep
Wow.
happening and keep changing, and you don't, like I said, we don't really realize exactly what's going on, you know, until somebody else comments. And then until suddenly you feel, okay, my tummy's not so sore, or I'm not so inflamed here, or this is not aching and that is not aching. And then only you realize, you know what? Oh, wow, that could be the X39 that's helping with that. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you so much for sharing that. It is, as
You're
you're
welcome.
saying, it's life-changing things.
It
It's
absolutely is.
life-changing. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm going to share
Can I
my
just say
story.
something to
Sorry,
Tilly?
yes, Nina.
Yeah, I can see exactly why your hairdresser said what she said. I mean, your face looks different, Tilly. It's so nice.
Thanks, Nina.
It's like there's
Thank you,
light
Nina.
shining through it.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're trying to be the light, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to share my little story, for me, a big story, and then I'm going to ask Inez to share how she got involved with LifeWave and why she's excited about it, and then I'm going to go over to sharing again. So many of you may know that my mom's got Alzheimer's, and quite badly. So about 6 months ago, we started patching my mom. And we could immediately see a change in her eyes. But, you know, Alzheimer's is not a nice disease. And so at that stage, she was basically saying yes and no if you are lucky. And then we could start seeing changes in her. It's not huge, but it's actually huge. And I understand that Alzheimer's goes up and down. I totally understand it. But today, I had the most amazing, wonderful experience. I could speak to my mom. I could read the Bible to her. I could ask her if she knows about God. Does she talk to him? And she said, she basically said that she talks to him, but the words doesn't come out right, but she could talk to him. And for the first time, I understood that she knows, she understands that and as I was reading the Bible, she was nodding. She was understanding what I was saying. And when I said, God gives you peace, and when I read that, you know, she was understanding that. And I was taking pictures, and I was just sitting there crying, knowing that I got something today because of LifeWave that I haven't had in years and years and years. And I will forever be grateful for what I had today. It's just been incredible, and I'm so grateful. So yeah, it's life-changing. So thank you, guys. Thanks, Inez. Love for you to go on, please.
Wow, I'm not sure I can. What a story. I mean, it's just incredible. So my name is Inez Robinson. I live in southern Spain, near Malaga, just a bit down from Malaga. And I was introduced to LifeWave about a year ago. And I honestly, a bit like most of you, skeptical, thought it's not going to work. Got my patches, slapped them on the back of my neck, and I started to feel a release in the tension in my neck, which I'd had for years and years and years, which used to sort of go into a headache every so often, and that went. The meniscus, I had a torn meniscus in my right knee, that repaired. I had ligaments in my elbow for over 10 years from, we have dogs, I'm into dog rescue, and we have 7 of our own, and one of them was very reactive to other dogs, and she would be sort of yanking and yanking, and my elbow took the most of it, my wrist and my shoulder as well, which I think is why it's all down my right side. And that got to the point where I couldn't lift up a cup like this. I could not have done this with a bit of weight of a cup underneath it. So compounded with my husband had he'd had arthritis in all his joints, so they were sort of quite bad. But 7 years ago, he was diagnosed with with an unnatural curvature of the spine. So the top of his spine was going further and further, and he was told that within 5 to 7 years he would be in a wheelchair. There was no maybe, there was no ifs, it was happening. So we moved from the coast where we were with stairs and everything, we moved up into inland with more flat and land and everything. But it was coming to the point where about now he would be in a wheelchair. And I was considering, how was I going to be able to cope lifting him out of the bed, wheeling him around, doing what we had to do with the pains I'd got. Anyhow, these patches started to work, and they fixed everything. So it was the Ice Wave, the pain relief patch for my elbow was the thing. And it was instantaneous. I put one patch here, the other patch there. And as I took my hand away, the pain went. And I thought, no, it's placebo. So I took the patch off, pain came back, put the patch on, pain went away. It was like a light switch. Incredible. So I came out of the kitchen, bouncing out of the kitchen, swearing, "You've got to try these patches," to my husband, who was very skeptical. And I was like, patch, patch, patch. And then I sat there, has it worked yet? Has it worked yet? And he was like, nothing yet, I'm sorry. Anyway, the Ice Wave for him wasn't that brilliant, but the Eon made the big difference. A few weeks later, his pain had gone. He's now, I have a picture of him today hoovering because, and he has not been, for 6 years, he's not been able to hoover. And he's hoovering and he's like normal. He came shopping with me today. He can lift things out of the car. He can put them back in the car. He can do stuff around the house. He has his life back, and consequently I have mine. And we were talking earlier, and I said it's a different thing to, when you have like an ibuprofen and it takes the pain away. When the pain with this goes, it like really goes. It's like it never was there. It's not masked, it's not covered, it's just completely gone. And very quickly, I've got a lady, I'm about to sign her up after this presentation. She's in her 70s, no, early 80s, came over to see a friend of hers. Her friend started the patches, all sorts of pains, just generally all sorts of pains. Friend starts feeling better, gives her the used patches, like the next day, hey, you're not good enough for a new one, you're having the used one. And she's so desperate to get these patches, she said, I could feel the difference even with those. With my hip and everything else, that she's hoping to stave off having a hip operation. And the power of these things, and I've also got all sorts of testimonials. I could talk all night with the testimonials, but these things, they're magic, and really it's our duty to get these out to the world. We need to tell everybody about it. Their choice if they want to take them, but I think it's our calling now to tell everybody about these patches. So okay, I think we carry on with the presentation, because I'm going to talk a little bit about the money. Show me the money, honey. So this is a website. This is it info, because we are part of the This Is It team. And it's a really good website, actually. It's got a lot of testimonials on there. It's got all the patents and everything. You'll always get somebody who goes, yeah, but show me the science. No problem. The science is all on there. We have nothing to hide at all. So LifeWave, company growth, it has been an incredible journey. One thing I really like about this, and I've been involved in network marketing before, only with one company, great company, nothing wrong with it at all. But with this, when you have a 20-year-old company that is stable, it's, they've gone through all the hiccups, all the issues, all the things that can happen with a business in the early days, and they've come through the other side. You have a very stable company with a brand new, innovative, unique product. And I think it's the absolute perfect storm. The company was turning over 20 million, because the patches, as Amanda sort of touched on, there's like another 10 odd patches that came out before. And mostly it was therapists that were sort of getting them out there. The general public didn't really understand about them. So the turnover was just steady at 20 million. Not bad, really, at 20 million. Who'd want to not have 20 million? But then the X39 was released onto the market. They had a soft launch, first of all, and in 2019, it really started to hit out. And being able to be spread by general people who have results. There is nothing, no one can ever say to me, nah, you're lying, it doesn't really work, because I know what I feel. They can say whatever they want, I know, and people see it, and they come to me because they see me. The company has gone up to 430 million in 2023. They're probably going to smash 500 million. It's been 3,000% increase, and 86% of it is purely the X39. That's how powerful this product is. And it's results that drive it. One of your ladies with 10 months you've been on the patches, you wouldn't be on them for 10 months if they didn't work. For me, if I hadn't had a result certainly within a month, I wouldn't have been on them, because I wouldn't have then believed into it. We're open in over 75 countries, and it's not a Me Too product. It's not, there is no competition. It is nothing like this out there at all. So, it's just fantastic what we have. LifeWave is now ranked the #1 momentum company in the world. I mean, it stands for itself. And it's not just about that. It's about how we can change lives. And when you can give the relief to people, when, you know, I have friends who are saying after a week of being on the product, their sciatica has completely gone, and she's skipping down the road with 3 little dogs because she has a little dog hotel, like no stick in her hand. And she said, you know, and she's passing me loads of customers. She's not interested in the business, and she's passed me now 3 customers so far. You know, this is the magic of it. So what is most important in your life? What are you really after? Is it time spent with your family, time freedom, financial security? Do you want to travel? Do you want better health? We all want better health. Less debt, no debt. You know, and this is the fantastic thing with this company. When you start to get involved and you're not really selling anything. You know, people come to you, you're showing them the results, they start to buy the product, and you can make as much as you want or as little as you want. If you want a couple of hundred to help you through to the end of the month, great. If you want to replace an income, fantastic. And if you want to go for the big money, we have a plan for you. The compensation plan is easy as getting to know 4 people to go manager. You've got a left team and a right team. You can earn up to, you know, there's a lot of stuff about it. The compensation plan can be a bit complicated, but it is really simple. All we do is wear the patch, get a result, speak to people. Your business is going to grow from that. You will have customers, and you will have people who also want to share the product with other people. And that's it. That is how you build your business. There are different bonuses. There are 5 different ways of making money. From direct sales, you know, person to person, you then start to get team, and you start to get points, and all to do with points, you then start to get other income streams that you open up as you go along. And it's not hard to do any of it. This is the great thing. You don't have to hit huge, big volumes in order to stay active and to get payments. So ignite the power of X39. You know, which program is good for you. We have core, we have advanced, we have premium. Really depends on how fast you want to get going, what you're going to do. Each one of these packages, basically you get the bundle of products slightly cheaper each time you go up one of the packages. But speak to the person who brought you onto the call. They'll be able to help you and explain everything to you. And we have these wonderful websites. So you've got the info one, which is for, you know, for people who are interested in the product and they want to know a bit more. You can just send that to them. You know, this is an earn as you learn business. You don't have to know everything. In fact, you don't have to know anything. Put that patch on. You will just talk. You will just tell people. You've heard of some fantastic testimonials today. You're going to go and tell everybody, wow, I was on this call and this happened and that and this person and this and skin of the chest and all this, that, and the other. And they're going to say, what is it? Well, here, look at it up here. Well, how do you want to get started? Do you want to be a customer? Do you want to make some money? You don't want to get your patches for free. And we have everything in there. Everything is there to help us. So now is the time to make your move. How serious are you about your dream? This is hope for your future, you know, with something that is so unique. And the wonderful thing about the actual marketing plan, I'm not going to make this too complicated, but as sooner you get in, the better. And I know that sounds a real salesy thing, but it's not, because you have people above you. You have your sponsor and the person who enrolled you and them, etc. And with them starting to get people into the business, because you only have a left and a right team, when they sign up the third person has to go somewhere in the matrix. Often they will drop underneath you. So that person's points become your points, and points make money. So the sooner you get in, the better. Thank you very much.
Awesome presentation, Inez. Thank you so much. You make it so simple, you know, not complicated, not with lots of stories. And yeah, it's been really awesome hearing the way that you're doing it. You know, it's also good hearing different presentations. So guys, I'm going to stop the recording now. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been here, but we are not stopping the call yet. So we're just stopping it to make it short enough. And then afterwards, we're going to have a nice and informal Q&A, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to ask, this is going to be your time. So I'm just going to stop the recording and say thank you. Thank you, Inez. You've been awesome. Thank you to everybody, Tilly, Kim, everybody who shared, Nina. You know, you sharing is what makes these calls successful, because this is what people listen to, is to your heart and your experience. And this is what makes it important. And we're all just friends and share. It's just lovely. Thank you, guys.